And welcome back. Stellantis. All the problems they got with recalls of their vehicles, whatever badge brand is. That was in deep water, up shit creek I should say. And some say they could be on the edge of bankruptcy. That would be a novelty anyway. So, the latest lunacy from this car company, absolute shies I should say, is the Opel will become Chinese and they will use Leap motor platforms, probably the SUVs or the electric versions. The future models are based on it if people want to buy electric cars. I think the first time round people weren't keen on it. That's probably one of the motors they're in crisis. They got the money from the government, which is our taxpayers' money, believe it or not, and there you are. Some say John Elkann is practically surrendering, I should say, hot bit of the Western, car industry to the Chinese. There's a saying, you can't beat them, join them. And obviously in the future there will be more Chinese interventions under the shade of joint ventures, because the future electric Ferrari, the SUV, where do you think they got the platform from? No, they usually do the engines and the platforms themselves. No, such a glorious prestige car maker will have to borrow technology from China to build a fucking SUV. Absolutely ridiculous. And it goes to show how level Chinese technology in even European models, there's a more greater involvement. You just imagine the Ferrari using a platform of the Leap motors for its SUV. Excuse me. Can't you do one yourselves? Which the Ferrari notoriously are good of building a car from scratch, basically. And guess where all those electric engines come from? China as well, not fact. And when you think all those notoriously cursed engines of the pure tech where they make, large percentage they make in China, Morocco and Poland. Depending if you've got the 3-cylinder or the 4-cylinder, that's the question. How the strategy of the car makers thinking, making high prices for a vehicle, and you expect most will buy it. Well, you always find something stupid to buy these cars anyway. Obviously, they're a bit scared, European car makers, because Chinese cars are a lot more cheaper. They're probably more reliable. I believe so. It's more like when the Japanese in the 60s and 70s invaded the markets globally with their products, which is more cheaper and better quality. It's probably the same thing around. I think one should learn their lessons with the Chinese, experience with the Japanese. But this time round, I think Chinese don't copy like they did in the beginning. They purchase. brand names of well-known European car makers. MG's one of them, Volvo, and the list is long. Probably more popular names who end up in Chinese hands because, for one reason or another, European car makers, they invested in a losing horse, which is electric cars. Guess who'll come along and steal the show? Chinese car manufacturers. You can't blame them if they do that. That's what they call fair free market, competition, stuff like that. And obviously they're screaming at the top of their heads, oh, invasion of Chinese cars, what are we going to do? Well, if you make more better quality cars, instead of investing on a losing horse, which EVs are, also the public says no. Some say, oh, EVs, the sales are picking up. Probably yes. But I don't see many people raiding the dealership to say, I want an electric car, despite government subsidies to purchase these vehicles. It looks like it's a technology which will take decades to catch on. Meanwhile, we should continue to develop petrol and diesel engine cars, more energy efficient, instead of demonising these vehicles. They've been around for 100 years and more, and they were around about the time when electric cars were. Electric cars had 30% of the market at that time. How come? Never catched on, because petrol is more cheaper, more energy efficient. You probably couldn't say electric car has a more fast acceleration. Excuse me. You have 500 kilos of battery go around you when it's top to the brim with electricity, and when it's you say just about run down. But a petrol diesel vehicle coming up to 60 litres of fuel. Standard cars, lorries that can even take more. But as well, the cars of which run petrol or diesel or any other vehicle, they haven't the bother of carrying around dead weight, which obviously on the range, the mileage, on its range, like electric cars, it's a dead weight to take around. And they say electric cars are fast to charge. It's not true. Probably these turbo charging stations may fill you a certain percentage of electrical energy, but when you start running, it begins to run down pretty fast. So it should be the markets who decide whether people want electric cars or petrol or diesel, or even open the road to alternative fuel. Besides, cars running off batteries, since the infrastructure will never ever be in time if they want to roll these things out en masse, EVs.